Alright, so I'm on my way to the junkyard right now. There's a couple things I want to look at. I want to look at the smaller evap unit for the air conditioning, a torque converter bolts. I want to look and measure drive shafts, and the priority for today is going to be the like steering shaft U-joints that I'm looking for. I'm going to have to like modify and make something for the U-joints to be able to get the steering to work around the exhaust. So that's going to be the priority because I only have like probably an hour to look around and I'm not going to be able to get to everything. So the priority is going to be the U-joints, and then if I have any extra time I'll start to look at the other stuff. I wanted to look at some fuel system things too to convert the fuel system over to the truck, but I think I'm just going to end up buying that stuff because I don't really want to cheap out and rig something up for the fuel system because I don't really feel like dealing with a fire. So let's get started. So I actually found one, and it's like 7 cars from the entrance, so that's pretty good, helps me out. So I need to follow this all the way down here. You can't even see down there, but there's the bolt that I need. And I gotta remove this, so I'm gonna try doing that. Angle. Got the wrench on the bolt now. Did bring this big guy so I can get some leverage. It's actually gonna work pretty good. It's a little bit tight, but should be able to get it off. I'm glad I could get it from this angle because when I took it off on the other truck I had to go from underneath, and the 4-wheel drive differential wasn't there, so this ended up being just at the right angle. Bolt out. This one at the top right here. Then the whole thing comes down. You push it down, it slides right off. I got it out. This is the piece that I want. I want it for this U-joint swivel section here. So I'm just going to stash this because it's close to the door, and then I'll come back. Now I'm looking for a drive shaft. I found a truck without a bed on it, and I measured the drive shaft, and it was like 77 inches. I'm looking for something around 70 from the tail shaft to the transmission to the differential. So now I'm looking for like a 98 and up Ranger or Explorer or something like that, and trying to measure that. But the problem is these things don't have wheels on them, so the trucks are so close to the fucking ground I can't even see underneath. So I'm trying to find one. I just measured this one. This is just a standard cab Ranger. I was able to measure that. That's about 50 inches. This one's from a 2-wheel drive. So if I can find one with like the regular cab, then it should be good. It's kind of easy to see what they are. These are the 2-wheel drive grills. And this body style, this grill with just the one horizontal bar is a 2-wheel drive. This style here with the 2 vertical bars, 2 vertical chrome bars, those are the 4-wheel drive. So it's easy to identify them just walking through quick if they have the grills on them. If they don't, then of course you can just look for the 4-wheel drive parts. But I'm trying to find one that is 2-wheel drive with the cab, with the extended cab like this. And I'm hoping that that'll be the right length because it doesn't have the transfer case on it. This guy laying in the back of a truck. So this one's like pretty much 70 inches, but it's 70 inches to the end of the slip yoke, and I don't want that. I want it to be basically 70 inches to where the tail shaft is and the transmission. So I'd like to find one from a Ford, because then it'll bolt right into the differential, and then all I have to do is change the slip yoke on the front, and that'll be a lot easier than trying to convert the back end, I feel. But I don't know, maybe it's a horse apiece. So I say it's probably a horse apiece because you're really just swapping out the end piece. But I might want one that's already from a V8 or was behind a V8, because it might be a little bit stronger than the 6-cylinder Ford. Maybe I could find one that was behind a Ford V8. I don't know. We'll see. But check this out. Look at all the wheels. Pretty cool. Measure this guy here. This one's in a Dodge. Just because the bed was off, so I want to measure it. This one was 76, so that one's a little bit too long. Well, that horn means it's time to get the fuck out of here. I usually blast this at about 15 minutes till they close. So, you know what time it is. So I got about 15 more minutes. I'm going to keep looking as I'm walking back, but I don't really find very much. I did measure this one under here. This one's pretty close. It's about 67, but I don't really like how sketchy this looks getting underneath there. So I didn't actually crawl underneath and measure it. I just measured it from the outside because I don't really feel like dying. Look at this, for example. It's a brave soul pulling parts off that thing. So here's what I did with these. Basically, this is the one I picked up from the junkyard. This one is the factory one. I hacked it down a little bit so there's not as much travel. There's only about 1 inch of travel now. And then I cut this one completely off right here. Cut it completely off. And then notched a section out right here where this bolt mount goes. And then basically this slides in here like this. Put the bolt in. And now what I've done is extended this piece up high enough to clear the header, exhaust manifold, whatever you want to call it. Extended this piece up high enough to clear the exhaust manifold, and then go to the steering column. So I'll show you what it looks like when I put it in. Right, so basically what I'm going to do to install this, so I'll hook the top up. We're on the right side. Get that to slide in. I'll hook the bottom piece up. I can find where it fucking goes. Alright, so there we go. Now that that one's on. Pull this up. And that's pretty much it. I did mark some lines on there, so I know that it's in the right spot. I just have to put the bolt in and tighten it. But it should work okay. This is still a little tight here, so I might have to get some other junk out of the way and then make something to hold it over a little bit, but it should work for now. So I'm going to do a full lock to lock turn and see what it looks like. I know it's rubbing quite a bit in that one spot on the header. Oh well. it's going to be good enough just for a little while I'm testing it. I do plan to get like a Heim joint or something like that to put on this section or this section to kind of pull it away, and then the Heim joint will allow it to rotate freely and still hold it away from the header. So yeah, that's kind of the long-term plan. So I'm not really too concerned about what it's doing right now. It'll be enough to get it around the block a couple times. Alright, so let's talk about today. Went to the junkyard. I had a bunch of stuff that I needed to pick up or wanted to pick up. I didn't really have a whole lot of time today. I had about an hour while I was there, so successfully I was able to find the steering portion that I needed and get that out and get it home and modify that and get it back in the truck. So that's done, and it's not perfect. I'm not really happy with it. It'll need a little bit more work, but it's done for now. Still need to find the drive shaft. That's going to be a little bit challenging, so I'm going to do a little bit more research and find out the best way to do that. I don't want to have to get one custom made. Obviously, I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible, so that would really throw the whole thing off because that would be pretty expensive. So I'll figure it out, or I'll find a way to do it. You just watch. So yeah, thanks for watching. More to come, and keep your hands dirty and your nose clean.